coming. They ain't cuffing my cloth, they tugging it. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my cloth, they tugging it. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Yeah, who don't play, 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 play. 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 Who don't? Long time coming, black on the bottom of my feet from running. Cataracts under my eyes from hustling. Going from buying and selling to customers. Run up the business, God is my witness. Sun up to sun, up from Monday to Sunday. We maxing our limits. My mind running like Tom Cruise on an action movie. Moving a mission, they say that I'm tripping. I've been told I need a vacation, I'm finessing a visit. First class, my feet up high in the air on business. Yeah. Travel this city, your city ain't working, it's all for nothing. She told me don't let up, it's on us to make it, it's on us to crush it. Now it's gonna take some just to make some, so put that in your budget. Yeah, can't keep moving your dreams for cheap when you ain't even budging. What got you bugging? Make you a play, don't be scared of religion. You made it from nothing, then figure out your clutching. Everything you want in front of you, ain't no discussion. Look, it's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my cloth, they tugging.
The year 2019 was a banner year for the Hillsdale Falcons, making their first ever trip here to Canal Park in Akron, Ohio. They finished as state runners-up to Toronto that year. Fast forward 5 years to today, the Falcons back in the state semifinal. Kind of a Cinderella run, facing another Cinderella, Fort Recovery, who came in at 9-11 on the season, has made it to Canal Park. Winner will play tomorrow against either Russia or Berlin Highland for a state championship. We got the game coming your way on this special presentation on your smartphone, TV, PC, tablet, any smart device you have, with pregame coming your way next.
Here we go again.
Trouble?
Oh, the store just won't close. Ooh, looky who's got Lay's. Man, those perfectly seasoned little slices of sunshine sure do keep me coming back.
You said it.
And I'll say it again.
alongside the 89 Homes pregame show for this, the Division IV state semifinal between 19 and 11 Hillsdale and 15 and 12 Fort Recovery. Hello, everybody. My name is Travis Berardi, alongside the boss man, Brian Skoronsky. Hillsdale, back in the Final Four. Second time in school history, first time since 2019. Two great arms have gotten them here, timely hitting as well for the Falcons.
I feel like that's always the recipe for a deep tournament run. If you can just get two quality starters to get out there and keep you in some games, you come up with the hits when you absolutely need them. That can take you places throughout your playoff journey, and it certainly has taken the Falcons just about as far as you can fly back here in Akron. Yet again, the second time we've seen them since the 2019 campaign.
Let's take a look at the team spotlight for those Hillsdale Falcons under head coach Jason Snow. 19 and 11. However, 10 of those games, 10 of those losses, 5 losses to district opponents that made the districts, 5 to teams that made the regional, and one of them was to a team we just saw, Waynedale. So don't let those 11 losses think, oh, they're a Cinderella team. They are battle tested here today. Their second Final Four appearance. They're batting fourth. Their OBP, 433, 43 extra base hits. They've walked 117 times. They have scored 214 runs, and their pitching has allowed only 4 earned runs all tournament. That was those two great arms that I was talking about.
They schedule quality games outside of their league, which is one of the top small school leagues, and maybe even outside of the region, looking grander at the entire state, how good the WCAL has been when you look at the likes of Waynedale here, and then Norwayne getting to a regional. So this is a squad that they've played in a lot of big time contests, and this one will just be another opponent that brings obviously a lot of juice to the equation, but the Falcons certainly going to be ready for it as we are underway, baby.
Alex Dews with the first pitch. The Indians pitcher, he had the win against Montpelier in their regional semifinal victory. He went the distance in that win, striking out 3, walking 2, hitting 1, scattering 6 hits, but they got the big win over Montpelier and then won their regional championship as well. So he is the semifinal pitcher for Fort Recovery, going up against the semifinal pitcher for Hillsdale, Jack Fickes, as he is ahead in the count. No balls. 3 balls and no strikes.
Incorrect, sir. It is 1 and 2 count now.
Never mind. He strikes out. One
That's
down.
right. That's right. So Fickes, who's going to be starting on the mound today for Hillsdale, gets a little taste of what it's like out here at Canal Park as he gets mowed down in an excellent start for Alex Dews.
Yeah, this team has never made it to Canal Park. They were in grade school the last time Hillsdale made it to the Final Four. Brock Bauer sends one to left. What a running catch, though. Brought in by Reese Wendell. What a catch. Tracks that down. That could have been 3 bases for Bauer. Instead, it's out number 2 just like that. Diamond cut. Hello.
Yeah, that baby was absolutely laced into left. If not for that rocket in between the tail there of Wendell, heat-seeking missile to bring that in. You're right. I definitely feel like we see Brock Bauer turning the corner and probably heading in for a 3-pack of bases.
That'll now bring up Owen Hoffman with 2 down, the 3-hitter. He has a .995 on base plus slugging. He gets on base. He works walks, but also he hits the extra base hit for you. That's why he's in the 3-hole. And he hits one in the right for a single, a 2-out base hit, as Hillsdale will keep things going and bring up the big man, Braylon Jarvis, who had the biggest hit of the season for Hillsdale against Warren JFK. He had a triple in that game that really started off the scoring in the 4th inning, led off with a triple and scored 1 batter later. Braylon Jarvis coming in with a .500 on-base percentage, a .361 batting average.
This guy's just a dynamic athlete no matter what field or playing surface he's on. He was named an all-star football player, wasn't able to compete last night because had bigger fish to fry, of course, here today. And, a big moment, I think, early in the game here for the Falcons to try to put a little bit of pressure on a Fort Recovery team that, even though they've been winning here as of late, did not have a great start to their season.
2 balls and no strikes, it seems like. The Fort Recovery pitcher, Dews, is going a little fast and then slows things down and gets a pop-up into right. Center fielder calls him off, makes the catch. So quick top of the first. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on, as we will keep things here and take you between the bases. Great start for Dews after the 2-out single, gets the fly out, and now Fort Recovery will get their first at bat, Brian.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing what these guys bring to the table, because it doesn't matter how you finish the season, which obviously wasn't great for the Indians, losing 5 of their last 6, Travis. It's what have you done for me lately? And all they've done since they got into the tournament rounds was win, 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 no matter what. They've upset team after team, and here they are. And they got a chance just as good as anybody else here in the Division IV tournament. All you need is a seat at the table. They've been able to earn themselves one.
Absolutely. This is their 4th Final Four appearance. They were the runners-up back in 1953 when it was Division A and Division B. They were the B runners-up, outscoring their 5 tournament opponents 44-17. Like I said, they entered the tournament with a 9-11 record. Their starters, just like Hillsdale, phenomenal. 14 innings pitched, 12 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 10 Ks. They knocked off 13th-ranked Lipsick 5-1 in the regional championship. I talked about their game against Montpelier, 14-4, and Marion Local, 11-3, 4-6, but that's in the MAC. You know about the MAC.
Come on. Yeah, they actually finished 6th in that league, which is, murderer's row. You look up and down that league, and it doesn't really matter in the conference what sport you're talking about. It is tough sledding.
And Caden Homan is our player spotlight in his 5 games. 353 average, 10 runs batted in, 3 runs scored. He is come up clutch here for this squad. He is the 3-hitter. We will see him in this inning against Jack Fickes. Fickes, 11 appearances, all starts, 7-3, with a 2.83 ERA, a 1.38 WHIP. For folks that don't know, that's walks and hits per innings pitched, so just over 1 there. He has 48 strikeouts, 25 walks, and he has hit 5 batters.
Fickes is another one of those kids that he's just an all-around athlete. I don't think it matters what position you put him out here on the diamond, but he certainly brings a lot of value when he's up on the bump. So Jack, biggest start of his career, senior season, was supposed to have his graduation party last night, held it off, hoping he could have an even bigger celebration here in the near future.
By the way, we're invited.
I can't wait to go.
Troy Homan will start things off for Fort Recovery. 275 average, but he does have a 474 on-base percentage for the lefty against Jack Fickes. And you know what, Brian? Jack Fickes reminds me of the semifinal pitcher for Ontario 1 year ago, who put up 17 strikeouts as well in the tournament this year as ball 1 is thrown.
Mr. Peyton Dugan
Yes,
is who
sir.
you're referring to. Got Ontario to this stage last year, state Final Four appearance. Fickes able to kind of do the same here, but a senior, so it comes a little bit different motivation.
True.
Anytime you know
True.
that, hey, I could be down to my very last inning as a player. Never want that to be the case.
Fickes gets a swing and miss there.
I was going to say, unless you get the big trophy at the end, then it's perfectly okay.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Hillsdale also a team that they don't care if they're down late. They had multiple comebacks throughout this season, including, well, not the JFK game because it was tied, but they come up with big hits, especially late after they go through the order once or twice and see the pitching. That one bounced in there, and Homan ahead in the count here, 3 balls and a strike to lead off this bottom of the first on the Simonson Construction Services scoreboard, celebrating 50 years of service.
Shout out, Dan Moore and the people over there. Love you.
Probably here somewhere in attendance, maybe in a suite or something. Fickes is 3-1. Pop fly. Is it going to stay in play? It's going to drop foul, and the count will be full at 3-2.
Holman's a very patient hitter in there. 474 OBP. That's the type of dude that you want leading off that's going to get on base, be a duck floating around out on the pond for your big-time hitters, Bauer and then Hoffman coming up. Or, excuse me, Wendell and then Wendell.
Yeah, the 2 Homans, the 1 and 3 batters here today with Wendell, the left fielder, made a great catch for the second out in the top of the first. The pitch, swing and a miss, but fouled off, stays alive.
And he's got a tourney stash going for real. That's not even a mustache. That's the full handlebars from top to bottom, baby.
We had quite the mustache in our first game for Waynedale, their catcher Tristan Franks. That it just misses, and now the count is full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Waynedale, a tough extra inning 4-3 loss to Heath, the number 2 team in the state. Congratulations, Heath, on making it to the final. Fly
Drilled.
ball right to the right fielder, makes a jumping catch. That's Brady Heller. That thing kind of carried on him, but he was able to keep behind it for the out, 1 down.
Yeah, nice adjustment right there. You want to take the steps, of course, towards the ball first and then try to figure it out from there. That's exactly what he did. That one smoked, but just wrong place, wrong time off the bat for Homan.
Oh, Contreras, sir, it's always first step back.
Oh, you go backwards?
First step
Yeah,
back because
I don't know anything.
because you're faster moving forwards instead of backtracking, so you can make up for those steps. But he was able to backtrack just enough.
Yeah.
Reese Wendell up a 301 average, 447 on base, takes ball 1. But that's something that Jack Fickes and also Gavin Kasdorf, their number 2 pitcher, relies on. It's their defense. So that's inside for ball 2. Not a lot of strikeouts, but the defense, especially late in the season, has been very crisp. And that's what's kept teams off the board. The 2-0. Just misses inside, maybe a bit high. It's 3-0.
Yeah, one of the oldest cliches in all of sports is the whole defense wins championships things. But it's true. If you don't have to score that much, particularly in this game, it sets the table for your offense to not feel like they've got to do too much. And with the timely hits that you alluded to that they've been able to come up with so far in this tournament run, that's all you need every now and again is just to come up clutch when necessary.
3-1 pitch. High. 2-1 pitch. It's high. How am I getting these thrown off? Oh, they called one. They changed one to a strike. That's why the scoreboard's a little wonky right now. But now the count is full once again. The 3-2 pitch. Got him looking. Strike 3. 2 down. So back-to-back full count pitches. This time Jack gets him looking. And that'll bring up Caden Homan with 2 out.
And how good of a job did Braylon Jarvis do of selling that? He didn't, as soon as the ball hit his mitt, he was out. He was throwing down to third. He was making the case. I don't think the umpire even had a chance to make the call.
You know what? I think this is one of those umpires that will say, yep, or no, immediately. Ground ball to short.
Wow.
1, 2, 3. What a play. Whew. As always, I talked about that defense. Kale Lewis with the 6-3 put out. 1, 2, 3 goes for recovery in the first. We played 1 inning, but let's stay between the bases and take a look at Jack Fickes, our player spotlight for the Falcons, and a shout out to Madeline Zizzuto for the cool graphics that we have here today. There's Jack, number 5.
Yeah.
And he has been great. I said 7-3, a 2.83 ERA, a 1.38 WHIP. And also, he can put bat on ball. He had a bases clearing Little League grand slam per se. It was a double, bases clearing double against East Canton. That opened up the scoring for them in their 10-0 win. Since then, they have been cruising. They had a little bit of a speed bump against county rival Mapleton in the district semifinal, but they scored late and were able to win that one. Then they blew the doors open in the game against St. John, and then in the regional semifinal, they again held off the Prep Baseball Ohio number 1 team 2-1 and had a victory against JFK 3-0.
But Travis, how do they win today?
Yes, exactly. They got to play scrappy.
Okay.
Just play scrappy. Do what they do. Play small ball under head coach Jason Snow. You get a guy on, you bunt him over. Play small ball. Scrap runs out. And for you, Brian, it's a little bit of the difference. It's big ball, extra bases.
Kind of, man. I put a lot of different emphasis on different meanings on this. Yeah, of course, that can mean some doubles, some triples if you got the boom to put it out of the park. But even if you're out there, if you're on first base, you see a little bobble maybe by the catcher, take that extra base. If you can advance yourself an extra bag, it can provide so much meaning in a game where everything is just razor thin, game of inches, just one run can be all the difference that you need. So extra base is a little extra meaning for me today.
And that's what you need in a state semifinal and championship. Cale Lewis leads things off, fouls off the first pitch. Cale, this season, a .308 hitter, .402 on base percentage for this Falcons squad.
7 times he's hit doubles so far in the year, too. And, I mean, 4 dingers pretty good. Lifts this one into left.
That's going to be caught. 4 out, number 1. And like I just said, first step back there for Wendell, but his speed allowed him to still track down the short fly ball for out, number 1.
And we've seen Wendell make 2 nice plays so far.
That'll bring up Brady Heller. The right fielder had the first out on defense in the bottom of the first. He takes ball 1. Mr. Heller, a .348 average, .436 for the squad, hitting .329, which is pretty darn good for the Falcons, as that's fouled off to even the count at 1. There's pretty much the town of Jeromesville sitting in the stands out there down the first baseline. Also, shout out to some of the alumni softball players and varsity softball players. Got to do their alumni game last night. DJ and MC that. Said y'all going to be up here? They said yes. Duh.
Did you upset the party with any bad choice of song selection?
Well, I'll let you know after that ground ball base hit for Heller.
Woo-wee.
So, Brady Heller, a 1-out single, bring up Caden Homan, and again, Hillsdale with a base runner here in the second inning. I played songs from 1994 because it was the 30th anniversary of the 94 team. But in between innings, fans like the stuff. I
1994, Montel Jordan?
Little Sheryl Crow.
Okay.
All I Want to Do. That's a good song.
House of Fun.
And here's that small ball I'm talking about. Perfect bunt, throw on the first. Got him for the second out, but it is a sacrifice. 2-3 for Caden Homan. And now a runner in scoring position for Gavin Kasdorf, the center fielder. Gavin, a .233 hitter, .333. On base percentage.
And Gavin's had some big moments throughout this tournament run, doing some nice things when he's got the starts on the mound.
Big strikeout with the bases loaded in the second inning.
Baby.
And 2 out to get out of that jam. That was a turning point in that regional championship. And a slow fastball. He swings at the first pitch a little late on it. And that will be the end of the top of the second as the catch is made. We played 1.5. And we have some more keys, so we're going to stay here between the bases and take a look at the keys for Fort Recovery. House money. They came in with a record of 9-11, Brian, and they've made it here. Kind of like what a run Ontario made last year. They're just playing with house money. They're playing loose. Getting to this point, why not continue that? And for you, think big while playing with the house money.
Why not, man? If they're going to give you a couple of extra chips that you feel like you didn't earn or whatever, go ahead and think that you can get to the state championship game. Know that when you're up there that you can smack a big-time double. Don't limit yourself. Play within yourself, but at the same time, think about big accomplishments. And typically, the higher the standards, the better the results. That's what's been happening so far throughout this tournament journey for Fort Recovery. Making it here to Akron when probably nobody had them penciled in, even to play in a regional. And all they've done is just keep checking all the boxes. 5-0 so far in the playoffs.
So back here, as you take a look at Jack Fickes making his final throws, take a look at the lineup for Fort Recovery here today. Homan, Wendell, Homan. We saw them bat. Now Alex Gerke, Caden Grice, Gavin Fowler, Reese Evers, Riggs Tobe, and Alex Dews here due up against Fickes. Bottom of the second, about ready to go here in this Division IV state semifinal, the final weekend of the OHSAA high school athletic calendar for 23 and 24.
Over so soon?
Yeah, sure. If you want to say it that way. Feels like 2 years. First pitch from Fickes, low, ball 1. Gerke, a .213 average. .344 on base percentage for Fort Recovery. The 1-0 fouled off, even at 1-1. Fickes throwing around, he'll throw between 75 and 79 miles an hour on his fastball, has that slow curve. Both pitchers about the same makeup. Not as fast as we've seen the D3 pitchers one game ago, but they pipe the zone, they get swings and misses, some foul balls, and they do what they need to do to get the win.
Yeah, a lot of different ways to be effective from the mound. You don't have to have that premier pitching power and throw it by dudes in the 90s. 78, 79 certainly can get the job done as long as you've got some other stuff to go with it.
And as well as if you can locate those pitches. Did he go? He did not. It's a ball, evens the count at 2. But again, you see Braylon Jarvis there trying to sell it, trying to get the umpire. Oh, okay, I think he must have went. No. Not quite. I had some trouble with the counts early on because this umpire, even with a strike, he's so slow at doing the sign.
Yeah, a little slow.
It kind of looks like a ball, but hey, whatever works. Line drive up the middle, base hit. Fort Recovery with its first hit. It gets through the center fielder's legs. A nutmeg from Kasdorf, and it's a single and an error. And just like that, Fort Recovery has a runner in scoring position with nobody down.
Nice clean piece of hitting. Kasdorf allows it to flow right through the wickets, and this is the extra bases I'm talking about right here, buddy.
Absolutely.
Such a big difference beginning when you're in scoring position versus over on first.
Caden Grease now up. Apologies, Caden, for the mispronunciation there, but Grease, a 267 average, 14 runs batted in. He has a duck on the pond here with nobody out here, bottom 2.
Quack, quack.
And that's a chopper. It will go foul. Count is 0-1. This is the situation if you're Jack Fickes that you need to get an out by any way, but keep that runner on second at the same time. And we have the ball came back into play, so they're going to get that down and throw it back in.
Thought maybe we had some pigeons on the field. We've had a few floating around the park here today, just getting some free baseball in, not paying for tickets, and having some pretty nice views.
I mean, it's not minor league baseball without pigeons, right?
They're definitely here.
Yeah. Akron Pigeons. That should have been the name. The Rubber Ducks. Fickes 0-1. Curveball in there for a strike. It's 0-2. So he caught you off guard as well with the late call.
I was about to hit that ball button because, let's see, 1,000, 2, 1, yep. Takes his time thinking about it. Don't want to rush into any, quick judgment.
You're not rushing. You're American. The 0-2. Fly ball to right. Runner tags and will not go to third. So there's that first out Fickes needed without the runner moving up. Second put out of the day for Brady Heller. Made the catch and quickly turned his body to get it back in. Runner unable to tag.
Did a nice job of getting the body position. That way he could make a nice throw. Quickly hit the cutoff man. Runner stays put right on second.
That'll bring up Gavin Fowler. So now a ball hit into the outfield. He can tag, but that would make it 2 outs, and Fickes would be able to possibly get out of the jams. That's why that first out is so big for him without moving the runner. First pitch in there for a strike. Just underway here in this state semifinal. Winner will take on either Berlin Highland, the defending champs, or the defending runners-up in Rushi. That game will be the final one of semifinal Saturday after we're done here.
Nice pitcher's count here for Jack, getting ahead. And Fowler, pretty nice on-base percentage, a 371. Love having these guys right in the middle of your lineup that you can rely on to put some extra pressure on pitchers.
Fickes shakes off. Jarvis gets his sign. The pitch fouled off again. Will go again. Jack Fickes just behind Gavin Kasdorf on weak ball percentage. So any time the ball is swung and hit, it's a weak hit 86% of the time. So that means he doesn't throw it to the barrel. He gets it on the bottom or the top of the bat. Game changer's such a game changer. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Throw down to first, completes the out. Throw down to third. Runner will get in there, but it is the second out of the inning, 2 down. Score that strikeout 2-3. Runner does advance, but Fickes is an out away from keeping this scoreless.
Taking advantage, though, to move over to third. Nice piece of base running here for Fort Recovery. And just 60 feet away here with Evers coming up, to the plate.
Reese Evers, first bat of the season, according to the scoreboard here. Big opportunity for him to break through. And he does. Base hit, 1-0.
How about it, baby?
First pitch swinging. And Fort Recovery is on top, 1-0.
Big time hits, clutch moments, 2 outs. Man on, just moved over to third. All you need is a single to bring them home. And Fort Recovery continues the momentum train. Choo-choo, rolling in their favor.
So they take advantage of the error and bring in the run. I'll bring up Riggs Tobe, a 170 hitter. 1-0 Indians here in the bottom of the second. Throw over the first, back in time is Evers. And we have a fan with a flag.
Love that. Love when you fly the flag around the stadium because half of the fans in attendance love it. The other half want to barf.
Or rip the flag out of your hands and strangle you with it.
I think that comes
Pitch
with
is
some
in there
extra
for a
consequences, though, Trav. So you can avoid it. How about this? 170 average, but an OBP of 423, 19 walks so far this season for Riggs. He likes to work the counts.
No extra base hits as well. But he gets on base. That's all that matters. That one out and away. It's 1-1. For Fickes, you need to get out of this inning with only 1 run given up. Avoid any more damage and give your bats a chance. You needed to score 1 run anyway to win. Might as well get it here. Coming up, that's taken for ball 2. Alex Dews, the 9-hitter, and the starting pitcher today on deck. Throw over. Closer play, but back in time is Evers. Bit overcast now here for this third game of the semifinals on Saturday. It was sunny for the first 2, but still a nice day. That one high and inside. It's 3-1. Nonetheless, beautiful weather.
Yeah, Mother Nature has cooperated with us very well here during the playoffs. No qualms with her this time of year.
The 3-1. Line drive, base hit. Inning stays alive. It's first and second, and Dews will get up here in the second inning. Fickes tried to get it into the strike zone. He was reading it, and Riggs gets on. Take a look at the Contact Industries replay.
Yeah, another nice sharp piece of hitting, just waiting on it, getting the pitch he wanted, and sending it out to center field right in front of Kasdorf. As this 2-out rally continues, and we're to the bottom with Alex Dews due up.
Alex due up.
Let's see if he gets a doo-wop here, Travis. Gets on base.
First pitch just inside for ball 1. 242 average, 397 on base percentage. That fastball at 77 miles an hour. The 1-0. Popped him up. In is the left fielder to make the catch, and that'll do it as Aiden Hoffman makes the play. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error, 2 left on. After 2, 1-0 Fort Recovery.
I'm Jack Fickes, and you're watching the State Final Four on the OH Report.
Fickes Furniture, celebrating 100 years in the furniture business. displaying all the latest styles by manufacturers such as Bassett, Flex Steel, Mohawk Flooring, Dutch Craft Bedding, and more. With free delivery setup and removal, make your next movie night comfortable with Fickes Furniture. Quality furniture at an affordable price. Visit our Jeromesville location or visit us online at fickesfurniture.com.
Byron Bickle leads things off here in the top of the third. 1-0 Fort Recovery on a 2-out RBI single by Reese Evers. And according to the scoreboard, that was his first hit. Speaking of hit, Bickle with a leadoff single and just right back at ya. Hillsdale, 3 innings, 3 base runners. We'll see if the top of the order and Jack Fickes can help him out and get back on the board the run that they lost in the bottom of the second.
Bickle puts a little nickel on it. Gets a base hit there out to left. Nice piece of hitting on the first offering here of the inning from Alex Dews.
That'll bring up Fickes, who struck out to start the game. He takes high for ball 1. Jack on the season, 32 RBI. So that tells you how good this lineup is for Hillsdale, that the leadoff hitter has 32 RBI, but he's so fast, he has 42 runs. 50 hits, 42 runs, so 60 walks as well. So 60 times he's on base, 42 times he scores. 32 times of those 50 hits, they're RBI. He's going to ground the second. Bobbled!
Oh.
The throw to first, not in time. It's an error, first and second for the Falcons.
Yeah, big break for them, the E4, because that was tailor-made for a double play. Jack with the speed beats it out over at first, always being a hustler, baby, and he makes it happen right here.
Sage Wendell, who's being DH'd for today, I think was thinking about that relay to second before he was able to field it. Gets through the wickets, and now both teams with an error. We'll see if the Falcons can do what Fort Recovery did and take advantage of that. It'll bring up Brock Bauer. He flew out to left field. That nice running catch. Great hit by him, but an even better catch by Wendell. Nobody out, 2 on for the Falcons. Also, the bunt could be in play as he takes a ball there, looking to bunt with Owen Hoffman and Braylon Jarvis behind him. This is that small ball we talk about. Because the lineup is so good, anybody at any given time can put the bunt down, and it will turn into runs. He does get the bunt down, but right to the pitcher on the third for the out, and the bunt does not work that time. Score that 1-5, 1 down.
Yeah, nice jump right off the hill there for Alex Dews. Charged at it, get the force out over at third, and that's where the bunt can backfire. You want to play small ball, and certainly if that's been your bread and butter, it works. It can also get you in trouble from time to time.
That'll bring up Owen Hoffman. He did single in the first inning. He has 27 RBI as he takes ball 1. 7. Oh, now they changed it. He has 12 stolen bases. He has 2 doubles and 4 homers on the season, and he's ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. 14 RBI for him. And Dews, once again, like Fickes, throwing his fastball around 78, 79 miles an hour. The 2-0. Late swing, fouled out of play. It's 2 balls and a strike. It's one of those defensive, it's in the zone. You're thinking right at the last second you can get the bat on it, but fouls it off. 2-1 to Hoffman. Fickes on second, representing the tying run here. Ground ball through the hole and right, base hit. They're going to send Fickes. The throw home. Now they'll hold him up. Smart play by Coach Snow to hold him up at the last second because Fickes would have been out to dry, but instead, Braylon Jarvis will come up with the bases loaded and 1 out.
Nice hit and even better base running. Kind of confused the first baseman there. Shields him a little bit as well. And like you said, Coach Snow now in his 6th season, done a phenomenal job with this program. They've had many great tournament runs back in Akron for the 2nd time under his tutelage. And even with the speed, the supreme foot speed that we have of Jack Fickes says, hey, let's hold up and let's let one of our biggest bats come up and try to make something happen.
Jarvis looking for RBI number 20 and above as that changeup he swings through for strike 1.
And look at Braylon. He likes it, man. He's like, okay, now I see it.
66 on the gun. The 0-1. Swings through that. He's behind. No balls and 2 strikes.
Braylon Jarvis is talking about in pregame just how awesome he is at so many different things. All Ohioan in multiple sports. On-base percentage, absurd. And just a great dude to have on the team. Fun-loving, good spirit, great with the media. This dude's certainly going to be missed, but he misses right there.
Goes chasing on the low pitch. Strikes out for out number 2. Now Cale Lewis with 2 out. Got to have something going here. You can't strand the bases loaded. We saw this in the JFK game, but on the opposite side.
Yeah, that's a big moment right here.
Lewis flew out to short left field, back to lead off the 2nd inning. 20 RBI on the season for him. The first pitch. Low ball 1. Not only is this a pressure situation for Lewis, but this is an extremely pressure situation for Alex Dews. His 1-0. Outside, it's 2 balls and a strike. There's nowhere to put him. A walk would bring in the tying run here in the 3rd.
This is a situation where you probably tell Lewis, be as patient as you can. Don't go chasing waterfalls anywhere outside of the zone. 18 walks drawn on the season. Oof. Couldn't hold up on that one.
Curveball thrown at about 20 miles an hour. He swings through that. It's 2 balls and a strike. 59 on the gun.
Yeah, almost impossible to lay off a pitch like that. It just feels like it's a softball pitch and you're just going to smack it.
Fastball evens the count at 2.
And then he comes right back with that. So the difference in speed that he has between the breaking ball and then that heater of right around 10, 12 miles per hour, making a big difference right now for these hitters.
The 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 looking, inning over. Wow. Alex Dews, strikeouts for out number 2 and out number 3. Hillsdale leads them loaded. It stays 1-0 after 2.5.
Hello, this is Coach Snow of the Hillsdale Falcons, and you're watching the state finals on the
OH Report.
Top of the order for the bottom of the third. Hillsdale left them loaded. They had bases loaded, one out, but Alex Dews with his slow off speed and decently fast fastball able to throw off Hillsdale. Back-to-back strikeouts keeps this at 1-0. You'll take a look at Braylon Jarvis, one of those victims here in the second. Troy Homan will get his second at-bat here today. He started the game off with that liner to right that was caught. And takes ball one outside. Travis Berardi alongside Brian Skoronsky here at Canal Park. Beautiful Canal Park in Akron, Ohio.
Yeah, this is the ideal setup for state championship baseball.
Ground ball bounces through. That's going to be extra bases. It's going to go to the wall. That's going to be at least 3. He's going to slide into second, though.
Wow.
He could have had a triple, but he slid into second for a double.
Wow. Yeah.
This is the dimensions that high schoolers are not used to. Usually that's going to go to the wall and be a double, but here at Canal Park, it's 337 down the line. That could have been 3, maybe even 4 bases for him, but a bit of a break for Jack Fickes as he slides into second thinking that it was cut off.
The ball was all the way at the wall when he was doing his Flappy Bird wing celebration, so his coach and all of his teammates letting him know, pal, you're leaving a little bit of food on the table out there, because he looked and he's like, oh, man.
And remember this, if they don't score in this inning, it's still leadoff double. It's great. But if they don't score in this inning, that's going to hurt. Looking for the bunt, and it drops foul. Wendell struck out on a full count pitch for the second out of the first inning. Bottom 3 here in this D4 semifinal, the first of 2 semis. Winner will take on the winner of our second game between Berlin Highland, and Rushi.
Yeah, very anticipated game, a rematch of last year's state title game.
That one just caught foul. Because I think Jarvis was going to try for third. We'll take a look here at the Contact Industries replay. Just fielded it foul because he was going to gun that down to third for the out, but it is an 0-2 count. And like we were saying in the Waynedale game, a couple times Heath tried to get that bunt down, could not, got to 0-2, and they had to end up swinging. And that turned into a couple strikeouts for Koblenz. Fickes is ready. The 0-2. Just a check swing into the net, stays 0-2.
Yeah, pretty critical at bat right here for Fickes. Try to get the out, not allow the base runner to advance if you can. Takes a little bit of heat off of you. Less pressure off your shoulders in the defense as well. So Jack ahead 0-2 in the count. Every pitch on the table. Try to make him chase something a little bit.
The 0-2 just missed inside. It's 1-2. Fickes quickly ready again. The 1-2 golfed right out to center field. Kasdorf now moving a bit to his left, makes the catch. Tag. Then he will hold up because of the big arm of Gavin Kasdorf. 1 down. That's the pros of having your number 2 pitcher out at center field. He can gun down a runner if need be. But at least they drew the throw. If it was a wild throw, they would have been able to take third. However, it was not. It is 1 out. And again, for the second consecutive inning, a big first out for Fickes with a runner on second.
Yeah, that's precisely what the doctor would prescribe for you in that situation. With Caden Homan coming up. Got out last time.
Grounder to short. 1 out here in the third. Fickes is ready. And then he will step off. Respects Homan, who was leading off. So you take a look at the Fort Recovery dugout. An actual dugout here at Canal Park.
Yeah, they got the sunken-in pro dugouts.
That one's going to get out of play. 0-1.
Just got to feel awesome when you're a player. Obviously, not just playing in the state competition, but when you get the value of participating in a ballpark where only the best of the best. I mean, you walk through the halls out here and you see all the past Cleveland Indians and Guardians that have stepped foot on this field and participated as a member of the Rubber Ducks. Pretty cool to be one of the players to be out here playing on the same surface, and how well manicured it is. You walk around on that infield, it is perfect. It's gorgeous. They take the time in between innings here to make sure that it's perfectly kept. Man, just a exciting time to be a player here if you make it to the state Final Four, and even better if you can be playing on Championship Sunday.
Absolutely, and one of these two teams will be doing that tomorrow to end the season. That pitch bounces in there. It's 1-1. The Division IV game will finish off Championship Sunday and finish off the OHSAA 2023-24 athletic calendar. Fickes ready with ones on the board. Throws back to second. It gets into center field. Runner's going to try for third. Kasdorf will not throw. It's an error, and the runner moves up. Second error on Hillsdale. And now 90 feet away is the second run for Fort Recovery.
And Kasdorf electing to just eat the bullet right there. Don't want to give him anything extra. Potential bad throw offline could lead to a 2-0 deficit here for the Falcons. So living to fight for another pitch, but an extra base now for Homan as he's just 60 feet away.
That one inside for ball 2. One nothing Indians on the Simonson Construction Services scoreboard. Fickes ready with the 2-1. Popped up into short right. Now Kasdorf calls him off. They're going to tag. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's on line. The tag.
Bye-bye.
Got him. No, he said safe. Are you kidding me? Let's take a look at the replay because that was in time. Coach Snow out to argue with the umpire. The catch was made. The throw was on time. And the umpire called him safe. We'll see, did he get his hand in or his foot in? Here's the play.
So Kasdorf, great throw here. It's on line. Jarvis perfectly gets in position and tags him.
You know what? I don't know. I think he did get the hand in because Jarvis he tagged him on his face. The hand was already across the plate. That's a sacrifice fly. So it's a sac fly, second out, but it's an RBI, and for the second consecutive inning, Fort Recovery with a run makes it 2-0.
Huge play. So I'd have to see that obviously melted down a little bit slower. Certainly throws there. Jarvis is there. But to your point, maybe the base runner just makes it great effort, slipping that left hand around and catching the bag before face meets glove and ball.
Yeah, that's when you got to slam down to the ground. He kept it and got him on the chin. That's lined in the left. It's a base hit and a 2-out single. So on base twice is Alex Gerke. Watch the replay. I'm watching the replay now. And yeah.
You don't want to share?
I wanted to make sure.
Our producer wanted to make sure before we put it on there, but it did look like that left hand touched the plate before the shoulder and face was tagged.
It's okay to have some controversy.
Controversy. So the umpire made the right call there. It's 2-0.
Yeah, they're right on top of the play. You don't want to question them. From our vantage point, of course, it's like, wow, it got there perfectly in time.
Now another base hit, and the inning will stay alive with 2 down.
The good times keep on coming here for Fort Recovery.
And here is the play one more time. At super reverse slow-mo. Here we go. Here's the catch. Watch the left hand. It is on the plate. There. And then the tag is made. on the chin.
You want to talk about a game of centimeters out there. You know, you got to take your hat off to that umpire making that call. Obviously, half of the place erupting, hating it. Coach Snow, the fastest I've seen him move in a while, got out to home plate to argue that call instantly and with, you know, good reason.
Yeah.
That thing was razor thin.
But the umpire was positioned to the right of Braylon Jarvis, saw the hand get in, saw where the tag was, had a great position, and he made the right call. That's why he is the home plate umpire for this championship game. That's swung on and fouled off. It's 1-1. Fickes is still with some work to do, though. First and second, back-to-back base hits after the sac fly. To Fowler. Fowler struck out in the second inning for the second out. That one low. It's 2 balls and a strike.
This could be, you know, a big time in the game right here. Another base hit for Fort Recovery when it looked like probably Fickes was going to get out of a little bit of a jam. If you can hang another one on the board, maybe even 2. Boy, that's a real feather in your cap as we're starting to approach the mid-innings.
3 balls and a strike to the 6-hitter. Line drive down the line.
Got it.
Fair ball. It's going to score another run. It'll be an RBI double. It's 3-0.
More crunch time hitting here for the Indians, down to their final strike. Couple outs here in the inning. And the good feels, the vibes that they've been able to produce, obviously it's infectious. Once it gets started, you always hear about it from baseball teams in the dugout. It just kind of cascades down. You see one dude do something great, the next guy coming up, a little bit more energy packed into his bat, then the next one up, and from that point here with the 2 outs, they've just continued to keep it going, and now it's a 3-0 game.
And the 200 fans in attendance from Fort Recovery doing the Atlanta Braves chop that makes me sick. Not a Braves fan, not for Fort Recovery, but gives me nightmares watching the 91-92 highlights, but you don't know about that.
No, we
Jason
watched the
Snow
95 highlights in Cleveland, buddy. That's what we remember.
Jason Snow out to talk with Jack Fickes, try and calm his players down before this possibly gets out of hand. Still only the bottom of the 3rd, though. Plenty of game left. And, you know, like I said with Hillsdale, they like to score late in games. So the more that Fort Recovery can put on here early on, the better they have a chance at getting through this game. Evers back up the bat. He had that first pitch RBI single to start the scoring. Takes a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Check swing. He held. It's 1-1.
Yeah, there's a lot of big moments throughout the course of a game. This one right here for Jack Fickes. Try to keep it just a 3-run margin.
Ground ball to short. Throw to first. Inning over. But Fort Recovery adds 2 more. 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 error, 2 left on. It's 3-0 after 3.
Fickes Furniture, celebrating 100 years in the furniture business, displaying all the latest styles by manufacturers such as Bassett, Flex Steel, Mohawk Flooring, Dutch Craft Bedding, and more. With free delivery setup and removal, make your next movie night comfortable with Fickes Furniture. Quality furniture at an affordable price. Visit our Jeromesville location or visit us online at fickesfurniture.com.
There is the student section from Hillsdale. It's warm enough to have the shirts off with the body paint, right? Yeah, beautiful day here. Clouds starting to take over, but no chance of rain here today. As Hillsdale with a little work to do here in the top of the fourth. Still a long way to go, but they trail 3-0. Brady Heller, who singled back in the second inning, up for the Falcons. First pitch is in there for strike one. Heller, 2 doubles, 5 stolen bases on the season. Fouls that off. It's 0-2.
Quick start here on this first at bat from Alex Dews.
Hillsdale in the WCAL, they're used to facing faster pitching. So facing a guy like Dews who slows things down, it kind of throws you off, and then he throws that fastball to try and catch you off guard. So a good change of speed that he has. That one actually clocked at 80 miles an hour, so.
Maybe a relative of the Falcons cruising by over here, keeping an eye. Trying to bring some extra juju here into the ballpark.
The 0-2. Just put the bat out, but lines it easily to the second baseman for the first out. Bring up Caden Homan, who had a sacrifice bunt back in the second inning. One down here in the top of the fourth, 3-0 Fort Recovery. That one inside for ball one. Gavin Kasdorf on deck for the Falcons. The 1-0 inside, 2-0.
Second time through the order here for the Falcons, so starting to get accustomed a bit more to the look that Alex Dews provides.
Curveball held off this time, and it's 3-0. That curveball's gotten a lot of swings and misses, but like you said, as they get more at-bats, they see that that's low. They got to hang off of it. The 3-0. Missed it. Ball 4. 4 straight pitches. It's a base runner for the Falcons as Gavin Kasdorf will come up with one down. And in order to get some momentum back, they need to get something going here in this inning. That bases loaded, one out situation that they did not score kind of took the wind out of their sails for a bit. They need to get some of that momentum back. First pitch to Kasdorf, that's high, and it's 5 straight balls thrown.
Yeah, the Falcons band would love to wake up here, have a little response after that 2 spot just dropped on their heads in the bottom of the third.
That is in there. Evens the count at 1. Byron Bickle, the 9-hitter who singled to start the third, is on deck. That one fouled off. It's 1-2. Dews with a quick slide step with a runner on. That one bounces in there. It's 2-2. This is something that Hillsdale should be doing as well, is work that count. Get his pitch count up. 2-2. Check swing. He did not go, and it's ball 3. No, they said he went.
Oh.
That is not a check swing. You could even see it from the back here. He did not break his wrist, but the umpire at first base said he did. 2 down. Watch the wrist. That did not look like the wrist broke.
Yeah, tough break for the Falcons to be on the bad end of there. Bringing up the number 9 hitter.
Bickle did single in his first at bat. Takes ball 1. Ball low, it's 2-0. Bickle with 7 walks on the season is ahead, 3 balls and no strikes.
And it just feels like Hillsdale fans are just waiting to burst out of their seats. They need something to spark them here. A couple runners on board certainly would do the trick, I think.
Taking all the way takes strike 1.
And especially getting back to the top of the order, fan favorite Jack Fickes on deck.
Bounces in there. Fickes will come up with 2 on.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Literally rose up out of her seat as soon as 2 runners were on board. Fickes walking out there. Check this out. Let's go, baby. It's Falcon country. Bring in the juice from the stands. We'll see if it works out.
Got to think that's Byron Bickle's mother celebrating that walk. He's 1 for 1. On base both times. Now Jack Fickes reached on that error by the second baseman, made good contact there back in the third. Base hit would most likely, and I say most likely, not for sure, score a run. 0 for 2, reached on an error, and he takes ball 1. Falcons used to playing from behind and coming back. It's like they're more comfortable like that. Just can't be too far behind. The 1-0. Taken for ball 2. And now that pressure you feel, Brian, kind of moving to the other side.
Well, to your point as well, I felt like Alex Dudes was getting guys to chase early on in the ball game. Hillsdale settling in a bit. They've seen the speed. They've seen how late the break comes on some of these off-speed pitches. And right now, they're just waiting to get the right motion, the right area of the plate, and that's why Hillsdale's been able to get ahead in the count.
Line drive, base hit, that's going to score a run. Hillsdale's going to be on the board. The throw's going to get cut off. It's 3-1. Jack Fickes comes through.
Exactly what the doctor ordered. Jack Fickes coming up. 2 ducks floating around on the pond. He sends 1 home, puts the other in scoring position, and now we've got a mound visit and a little chit-chat going on right now from the bump.
Dews already at 59 pitches here, only in the 4th inning. This is a complete contrast to our first game, Brian, where both pitchers made it into extra innings. And we do see a possible reliever going out to the pen. That's Rex Leverett. So now the Falcons do get that run back, get a little bit of momentum, and they still are in business as Brock Bauer will come up here with a runner on third and 2 down. They'd love to get 2 out of this situation to get right back into this.
It's so important, I think, anytime momentum starts flowing in one direction, to be the momentum killer, to still it and then flow it back in your favor. That's what the Falcons are starting to do here. Couple of runs put in the top of the third, up by Fort Recovery. Now Hillsdale starting to steal some of that joy. It's their fans that got the cowbells out, and now they're looking to go to work here with Bauer stepping up to the dish.
14 RBI. He does have 6 extra base hits, 4 of them homers, but you're not going to get a homer here as the first pitch is in there for strike 1. Bickle on third, Fickes on first here with 2 down, 3-1 now the score. That pitch down the line, fielded by the third baseman, a long throw the first. They do get out of the inning, but the Falcons are on the board. It's 3-1 as we've hit the midway point of this D4 state semi. 8-9-1 due up for Fort Recovery. Hillsdale trying to win the inning as they are on the board with a run in the top of the fourth. It's 3-1 here in this D4 state semi. Travis Berardi back here with Brian Skoronsky. And Fickes needs a shutdown inning here if Hillsdale wants to really get back into this. And it's a good start with a strike.
Yeah, I certainly think that anytime you can build on momentum, the more that you have, the harder it is to fully kill it off. But Fort Recovery, boy, they have had the sticks out. They have been effective. They have had a lot of fun out here, and the good times continue.
Riggs with a leadoff single. And I'll bring up the 9-hitter, pitcher Dews, who flew out to left for the final out of inning number 2.
Interesting tactic, I should say, by Caden Homan out in left. It looked like maybe he lost his footing, but he was down on both knees waiting for the rock to get to him.
Quick throw over. Riggs back in time. So this is the third consecutive inning that Fort Recovery has had its leadoff runner on. Looking to bunt, that's bounced in there. Ball 1.
There's been a lot to be excited about if you're an Indians fan. Everyone seems to be getting involved here. They've had some great dugout chants happening, and they've been able to get to Jack Fickes like probably no team so far in the tournament has been able to up to this point. So you got to like what they've been bringing to the table. The fan base is here. They're enjoying themselves and looking to extend on their lead here with the bunt.
Bunt put down. Fickes quick throw to first. It's a sacrifice. 1-3. Runner moves the second, one down.
It's exactly pretty much how you draw it up here, with the exception of you'd love for the runner to be able to beat it out. But Fickes, excellent athlete, gets over there, makes the play, and one down here for the Falcons, but a runner now standing in scoring position for Fort Recovery.
And I believe we're going to get a courtesy runner for the catcher out at second base. We'll see momentarily. That'll be number 13, Mason Diller. So in high school baseball and softball, you get a free runner for your pitcher and or catcher because the catcher has to get his equipment back on. And you want to keep the game moving, so you can do that. As well as for your pitcher, you can get a pinch runner for them without using up a player. That player can continue to pinch run for those guys as many times as they get on base. Nonetheless, one down to the top of the order. And Troy Homan, who had that double, which should have been a triple, he scored nonetheless back in the third inning. Takes ball 1. So now that's something that the teammates can laugh about because he ended up scoring anyway.
Yes. But at the time, yeah, I can't imagine, like, all the thoughts that pour through his head when he's doing his celebration. He looks over, he's like, oh, I might have been able to score.
Doing the Flappy Bird when he could have been flapping the third. But
that's
anyway,
right.
he made it.
Well
he scored. It's okay. The 1-1, that's going to be a grounder to second. Up with it on the first. 2 outs. Runner does move to third. But Fickes does get the second out. That'll bring up Reese Wendell. Struck out looking in the first and flew out to center for the first out of inning number 3.
Yeah, another nice play made out there by Hillsdale, the defensive unit. Bauer, textbook, gets the glove down right in between the feet and sends it over to first for 2 down, and Fickes just 1 out away here from shutting down the threat.
First pitch, it's a fly ball to right, and Hillsdale does win the inning. Fort Recovery strands a runner at third. It stays 3-1 as we head to the 5th inning.
Hello, this is Coach Snow of the Hillsdale Falcons, and you're watching the state finals on the
OH Report.
Fickes Furniture, celebrating 100 years in the furniture business, displaying all the latest styles by manufacturers such as Bassett, Flex Steel, Mohawk Flooring, Dutch Craft Bedding, and more. With free delivery setup and removal, make your next movie night comfortable with Fickes Furniture. quality furniture at an affordable price. Visit our Jeromesville location or visit us online at fickesfurniture.com.
I'm Gavin Kasdorf, and you're watching the State Final Four on the OH Report.
You saw Gavin Kasdorf on our bump back in. Gavin Kasdorf bumped himself out to the bullpen as, like the first game, it's all hands on deck. You need to get to tomorrow to think about what you're going to do tomorrow. And down 3-1, they're going to bring in possibly Kasdorf. If Fickes, though, nice bounce back inning, but just in case, he's going to get warmed up. Middle of the order due up here for the Falcons as Owen Hoffman takes ball one. He's 2 for 2 today with 2 singles. They would love to get him on again to lead things off. Curveball, and he will be on. Base hit again. Owen Hoffman 3 for 3.
Yeah, this dude's having a game. Nobody else really having a whole lot of success hitting today for the Falcons in terms of consistency, but he's got him timed up very well. That's why he's having a perfect afternoon. 3-pack of singles all in the bag right now for the number 3 hitter in the lineup.
And at a 3-1 game, Hillsdale can go back to what they do best in playing small ball with Braylon Jarvis up. But Jarvis might not be bunting. He's going to swing that big bat. He wants to get his first hit, but takes strike one.
He was part of a key moment in the game with just 1 out, bases chucked earlier on, and ended up going down swinging. See if he can get a little bit of retribution here in his next at bat.
Takes that one for a ball. Count is even at 1-1. We're in the top of the 5th. That's popped up. Will it get out of play? It will not. And the pitcher makes the catch for out number 1. Typically, you don't want your pitcher doing that, but had the play, made the catch, and that's a big first out.
Yeah, it looked like there was plenty of confusion there. Everybody kind of calling for it. Do you got it? Do you got it? Oh, heck, we'll all put up our gloves and just hope. And nice play made there by Alex Dews to secure the first out.
So 1 down for Cale Lewis, who also is 0 for 2, but he takes ball 1. Struck out looking to end that bases-loaded threat in the 3rd. Swings through that one. It's 1-1. The pitch fouled off. It's 1-2. Brady Heller's on deck. The Falcons' 6-hitter. 1 ball, 2 strike, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. A little check swing. That might be 2. Throw to short on the first. Beat it out. It's a fielder's choice, though, in out number 2. Slow-moving play there. Fort Recovery does get the lead runner.
So after allowing a hit to start things off here, Alex Dews settling into the inning, getting back-to-back outs, lead-out runner gunned down over at second. And it's up to Brady Heller to try to spark a little 2-out rally here for the Falcons.
Curveball in there for a strike.
Brady's got a hit already today, his 25th of the year.
Would like to get a second one to give Hillsdale a chance at getting another run. Takes ball 1. It's 1-1. Dews is ready. The pitch. Outside. 2 balls and a strike. Caden Homan on deck. He walked and had a sacrifice. Little chopper to second on the first, and Hillsdale's retired in the top of the 5th. 4-3 the putout. They strand the leadoff hit. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Score remains 3-1 as we welcome you inside the 5th inning stretch, brought to you by 89 Homes. Hillsdale scattering 6 hits, but only 1 run. They've committed 2 errors, Fort Recovery 3 runs on 8 hits, and an error. Hillsdale's had their chances, just have not been able to come through with the big hit quite yet. They do have 1 RBI to cut this game to 2, but they're starting to run out of outs.
He talks about in the pregame how they've been coming through with timely hits all tournament long, and that's kind of what has propelled them to get back here to Akron, second time since 2019 here, playing in the state Final Four. However, you've got to be able to capitalize when you get to the big stage. Still got some outs coming up, but only 6 of them remaining for Hillsdale in the batter's box in regulation. Can they continue this recent trend of coming from behind when they have trailed in the playoffs? Certainly would love to keep it at a 2-run margin. Fickes will stay on the bump here to open up the bottom of the 5th.
Now, Fickes in company, the top of the order, will get another chance. 7, 8, 9 will be due up in the 6th. So at least the top of the order will come around one more time for a chance. But first, like you said, Jack Fickes needs to shut things down once again with 3, 4, 5 due up for Fort Recovery. As Caden Homan will lead things off here in the bottom of the 5th. That close play at the plate is the difference of this one right now. First pitch in there for a strike. Even though Jarvis had some trouble holding on to it, it was a strike, and it's 0-1. You think if that tag is down and made, 3rd out, the other 2 runs don't score. That's swung on a miss. Hillsdale scores their run. It's 1-1 right now. Just a great slide by Homan. Kept that inning alive. The 0-2. Lined, diving attempt under the glove of the shortstop. It's a leadoff single again. 4th inning they've done that.
Yeah, Fort Recovery's been making their hay, getting on base, setting the table early, and then trying to manufacture runs after that. Small ball here and there, and when you can get somebody over on a bag with no outs in the inning, of course, that's when you have a little bit more margin for error. You can provide a sacrifice hit, you can get an out here and there, and little by little, move your way around the base pass. That's what they've been able to do so far in getting this 3-1 advantage.
Austin Segrist will pinch run for the designated hitter over at first.
And now Garkey's coming up. Just a .232 average on the season, but this kid's had a phenomenal day so far. 2 for 2 and come around to score twice.
Quick throw over. Segrist back in time. 3-1 Fort Recovery. Bottom 5 of this D4 state semi. The winner will get a powerhouse. Doesn't matter who wins that. It's a powerhouse in either Russia or Highland. One ball and no strikes to the Indian 4-hitter. Fickes is ready. The pitch. A thank you very much check bunt goes foul. It's 1-1.
Yeah, he would have loved to be able to suck it back here just a little bit quicker.
Yep.
Almost did the limbo, trying to get up out the way, but it's not in time.
Fickes back on the bump. Ready to go. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner on first. Quick throw over. Bounce, but a nice scoop over there at first by Byron Bickle. Avoids the error.
And we've seen Jack really pay a lot of attention to that base runner on first today.
Bunt this time is put down. Hoffman picks it up. Throws on the first. It's a sacrifice 5-3. 1 down.
This is a small ball that we were talking about, and when you can get on with no outs, Travis, you can afford yourself opportunities like this to be able to squeeze dudes over, get on second base, and who knows what can happen from here with some of your best hitters coming up.
That'll bring up Caden Grease. 1 for 2. Had a single back into third. It was a 1-0 pitch that he knocked into left field. Fouls that one off. It's 0-1. Grease with 3 doubles on the year. He scored 10 runs, knocked in 14. But usually puts the ball in play. Only 20 times has he either walked or struck out this season.
Yeah, they've got some good ball players out here. It's so deceiving the fact that they only collected 9 victories during the regular season, as this one's bending foul and too far on the chase. Playing in that MAC conference, similarly to the WCAL for Hillsdale, you're going to take some lumps throughout the course of the regular season. There's just too many quality teams throughout the entire course of your league schedule, unless you're in a very elite program, to not stumble a few times. So for Fort Recovery, you want to call them a Cinderella story, but as I've been watching this game play out, they certainly got some dudes and some weapons and a lot of confidence. And this does not feel like the type of team. We compared them very favorably. OH Report fans know about the run for Ontario last year, as that is strike 3, and he's going to go down swinging.
Both teams coming into the tournament had 11 and 10 losses. Both of them another loss during tournament time, just as a warm-up game. But yeah, we said about Hillsdale, their losses were to teams that made the district tournament and the regional tournament in divisions 2, 3, and 4. So it's all about, it's not what you look at the record, it's how you're playing and who you're playing. Both teams have played very good competition and got hot at the right time. Gavin Fowler up 1 for 2. He had an RBI double to bring in the 3rd run back in the 3rd. Takes ball 1. 2 down after the strikeout of Grease. That one bounces in there. It's going to get to the backstop. It's a wild pitch. Runner moves the 3rd. And I'll move the count to 2-0.
Yeah, really tough play to make here for Jarvis, so you can't fault him. That just hitting that no man's land where it took a hop, wasn't able to be that backstop and shilled it down. So now ahead in the count, it's a hitter's count. Fowler's playing with some confidence, had that big double that scored a run earlier. A runner now standing on 3rd.
The 2-0. Fly ball, Kasdorf under it, and Hillsdale puts up another 0. Another leadoff hit, stranded at 3rd. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We head to the 6th. It stays 3-1.
Hello, this is Coach Snow of the Hillsdale Falcons, and you're watching the state finals on the
OH Report.
is Owen Hoffman. You're watching the State Final Four on the OH Report.
Owen Hoffman on the bump. Caden Homan in the batter's box. As we start the top of the sixth, still 3-1 Fort Recovery. Falcons need to get something going. They're down to their final 6 outs of the season. Hoffman, 0 for 0. He had a sac bunt in the second, and he walked and scored back in the fourth.
Yeah, if you want to put your clutch genes on display, always no time like the present. And as we're in the bottom 3 batters of the order here for Hillsdale, you would love to set the table for that man right there, Coach Snow. Give him some opportunities to try to make some calls with some dudes on the base paths.
Hoffman behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes on that 77-mile-an-hour fastball. The 1-2, swing and a miss.
Whew. Nasty.
64-mile-an-hour junk does the job.
But look at that, like a little sidearm action as well. And even from the vantage point up here, you see that baby, how much it moved from the inside part of the plate to probably outside the strike zone.
That'll bring up Gavin Kasdorf. He swings and misses for strike 1. 0 for 2 with a strikeout here today. The 0-1. Grounder too short. Throw on the first.
Nope.
Just got him.
Oh.
6-3. A 9 hopper needed to be 10 hops for him to beat that out. 2 down.
Yeah, it only took a few pitches as well to get the job done here for Dews. And
that is a close play.
Yeah.
Might have to slow that down later to see. That'll bring up Byron Bickle. 1 for 1 with a walk. Take strike 1.
And Dews ahead in the count here again in this top half of the 6th.
Little nubber to second. Throw to first. 1-2-3. Go to Falcons. A quick 1-2-3 inning. Head to the bottom of the 6th. We stay at 3-1.
Fickes Furniture, celebrating 100 years in the furniture business, displaying all the latest styles by manufacturers such as Bassett, Flex Steel, Mohawk Flooring, Dutch Craft Bedding, and more. With free delivery setup and removal, make your next movie night comfortable with Fickes Furniture. Quality furniture at an affordable price. Visit our Jeromesville location or visit us online at fickesfurniture.com.
Jack Fickes back to the mound, maybe for the final time in his Hillsdale career. Needs to put up another 0, and then needs to lead off with at least a single to get things going, down 3-1 in the bottom of the 6th. He starts things off against Reese Evers with a strike. Evers 1 for 2 today, an RBI single back in the 2nd. The 0-1, swing and a foul. It's 0-2. Both pitchers around 80 pitches, so they can go a couple more innings if need be. Fickes ready again with the 0-2. Got him looking, 1 down. You just look at Braylon Jarvis. If he jumps up and starts throwing down to third, you know it's strike 3.
Umpire had his hands in his pockets. Can I get a little something?
4 strikeouts for Fickes.
He might be calling a great game, but as a spectator out here, he's killing me. I got to say it.
First pitch to Riggs is taken for ball 1.
Man.
Brian could be the casual baseball fan, and yes, I could see why that would be annoying. And it hurt me early on, so that's taken for strike 1. I got a couple of those pitches.
Do you enjoy an umpire that for strike 3 stands there with his hands in his pockets?
This is why I like to sit right behind home plate when I call games, just for that. Little fly chopper to Hoffman on the first. Quick 2 outs. 5-3 is the put out, and he'll bring up Alex Dews. So I like being right behind home plate so I can hear the umpire. Because I do know that right as it's caught, he probably says yes or strike 3, but then takes him a while to do the hand motion.
Well, that's great for Braylon Jarvis. Yeah. What about the 5,000 people out here that are all watching?
Ground ball through the hole, and on the left side, it's a 2-out hit. Goes back to the top of the order. I don't know. Maybe he's loud enough. We just can't hear because we're in here. I don't know. Who knows? Nonetheless,
I'll lay off.
Hopefully he doesn't have any more strike 3 calls for Hillsdale here in the top of the 7th if they can get this final out.
Nice piece of hitting there for Alex Dews. Started 0 for 2 stepping into the batter's box and collects the 10th Indians hit today off of Jack Fickes. And this is the first time in a while they didn't have the leadoff runner on. So how does it look here? It's going to be a little bit different since they've got 2 outs.
You don't want – well, they're keeping him in. So you don't want to get thrown out. We saw it happen in Heath's game. 3rd out was at third base. That kept the game going at least for an extra inning before they were able to walk off.
Hoffman's had a decent afternoon. Came around to score. Pumped out a double earlier. Should have been a triple.
He's ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. But he did score. So it don't matter. It's just it doesn't go in as a state semifinal triple. Yeah. It goes in as a double.
He'd rather have the win, I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm. Winner gets either state number 1 Berlin Highland or state number 4 Russia. Last game of the day tomorrow. That's low for ball 3, 3-0. Wendell on deck, he's 0 for 3. And the 10 Indian student fans in attendance chanting ball 3. And that'll stop as it's strike 1.
Did you have to take a jab at them? I'm counting about 40 or 50.
They did the Braves chop earlier, and that ticked me off. No, they have they have been up all game. That's a fun atmosphere here. A little bit louder than the Hillsdale student section all day, too.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit bigger fan base out here today. So you got to give them love. A much further trip to Akron from Fort Recovery.
From Mac Country, absolutely. But you've seen it in every Final Four and championship. They bring their fans.
No doubt.
It's one of the best conferences in Ohio.
The country.
You could say that, yeah. With all the state championships they've had and whatnot. We're going to have a meeting at the mound after the walk.
And it's just a quick take a breather. Jack, come on, brother. 1 more out. You're coming up to bat next. Let's get this going, baby.
So runners on first and second. Fort Recovery still with a chance to add on here. And there's the student section.
All 10 of them.
Times about 4, but you know what I mean. And you see Berlin Highland just beyond them. So they will take the field after the end of this one. First pitch popped up. Will it stay in play? It will not. Strike 1. No balls and a strike. Fickes at 92 pitches. As the sun starts to peek out once again. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Top of the order due up for Hillsdale in the top of the 7th. If they can put up a 0 here.
Makes it much more manageable. You go in knowing that you're only down 2, plus no momentum given up to Fort Recovery. You feel like you're in a pretty decent spot.
Little chopper stays fair. Steps on third as Hoffman, and they do put up a third consecutive 0. This is it. Hillsdale needs 2 to extend this, 3 to take the lead as we head to the 7th in money time.
I'm Jack Fickes, and you're watching the State Final Four on the OH Report.
And you're watching the State Final Four on the OH Report.
Hello? Over here from our window in the suite. It is that time. It is money time. Falcons need to take out an ATM withdrawal of at least 2 runs here.
Cha-ching.
They have the top of the order. As there's a familiar number.
Yeah, that could be their pin code here. A little 2-3 action. They'll start with number 5 stepping up in the batter's box, and Jack, Big Show Fickes, a chance to set the stage.
Takes ball 1. Braylon Jarvis in that bump would hope to get back up. He's 0 for 3, but that would be if there's a couple runners on. The 1-0. Outside, it's 2-0. Hardest outs to get in a game like this is the final 3 outs.
Yeah, and particularly facing an order now for the 4th time. They've seen you on 3 occasions as Fickes times that one up. It just, the further that you go into a game, you're right, Travis, the more challenging it is to continue to get dudes out with the exact same stuff that you've been throwing at them for the last couple hours.
The 1-2, the 2-1, it's a high fly ball, but it's going to be tracked down. 1 out. Fickes got it under that a little too much. 1 down. That'll bring up Brock Bauer. And again,
Kasdorf heading out. Going to get warm, and I think just sending a message to Fort Recovery, yeah, we're down to our last couple of outs. However, we're playing for keeps today. We know that these bats on the way in the order are going to get it done.
Bauer 0 for 3. Did ground into a fielder's choice back in the 3rd. Now that Kasdorf's made it into the bullpen, we're back to action. If he is the reach, Owen Hoffman 3 for 3 due up. Takes strike 1.
Yeah, it feels like kind of some antsy Falcons fans on board here. Fort Recovery folks kind of liking the view of what they're seeing now ahead in the count 0-2.
The 0-2 to Bauer. Fouled off, he stays alive. There are the next couple of Falcons. Jarvis and Lewis behind Owen Hoffman. All would love to get in a bat. That one low and outside. It's 1-2. Second to last semifinal for the baseball season. The 1-2. Ground ball to second. Bobbled. Picked it up. Throw to first. Got him. Just beat him. 2 down.
Look at just the anguish on the face there for Brock Bauer. Is like you were about to say, you know, Hoffman's had a great day. He's coming up, but you'd love to be that dude on base and take a little bit of pressure off of Brock.
Hoffman 3 for 3 with 3 singles. At wide and outside for ball 1.
Well, okay. Why were you over there? No, I said Madeline to come purple. You're my only bailout here. Anyway,
The 1-0. Chopper to second. Fort Recovery will play for a state championship. Another MAC school will play for a state title tomorrow against either Russia or Berlin Highland. 3-1 is the final. We'll take a break. When we come back, our MVP interview right here on the OH Report.
I'm Jack Fickes, and you're watching the State Final Four on the OH Report.
Time now for our Fickes Furniture MVP. It is Hillsdale's Owen Hoffman. 3 for 4 in a state semifinal. Only 2 hits off of the state record in Division 4, by the way. Really good performance for you. If I told you before the season that you would be playing as one of the Final 4 teams at Canal Park, what would you say?
I'd 100% tell you that's not going to happen. Having this young of a team this year, I think everybody in our community and our team just, kind of expected it to be a rebuilding year, kind of get players set in for the next year. But, I couldn't have asked for a better season all in all. No matter what happens, I can't thank my team enough. It's been an honor getting to ride with them to the state semifinal. So,
hey, 3 for 4 as well. You were on here today. One of the few guys for Hillsdale was able to get some hits. But take me through your day at the plate. What were you looking for?
Obviously, I told you earlier in the week we kind of had a little scouting report on this guy. So, me and old Jack Fickes, we hit the cage early this morning, got a little cuts in, trying to kind of see what he was getting, see what we could get done, and I just carried it right to the plate and made it happen, trying to help my team out. So,
4 years as a Hillsdale Falcon. Now you can reflect. Please do reflect on your 4 years here as a Hillsdale Falcon.
Can't thank the coaching staff enough. Coach Williams, Coach Snow, Coach Yates, Coach Hazen, Coach Jordan. It's been an honor. They're all amazing coaches. Just preaching to us sportsmanship. The most important thing, helping each other here, and it's carried us. That's why we always get so deep in the tournament to make such good runs, because we had such good leadership up top, and Hillsdale is just such a close community. It just helps all the players feel so loved and welcome, and it's just it's awesome. So
as always, if you want to give any more shout outs, please do.
Yeah, of course, to all my seniors, Jack, Braylon, Byron, Gavin, my mom and dad especially, my grandparents for coming out, and then my girlfriend Marissa.
There you have it. Owen Hoffman, MVP. He went 3 for 4 in the state semifinal. Hillsdale, a regional champion. Congratulations, my man.
Hey, Travis. Thank you.
Appreciate you. All right. Here in the 89 Homes post-game show, or Fort Recovery only needed 3 runs to knock off Hillsdale. 3, 2, 1. Travis Berardi back here with Brian Skoronsky, and we take you back to that 3rd inning. Hillsdale, bases loaded, 1 out, could not get the job done. It was kind of a reversal of their game against JFK, where they were the ones that got out of the jam, ended up winning that game 3-0. It's Fort Recovery getting out of the jam, winning 3-1.
That's the crazy part, the cool part, and then the part you hate all about baseball all at the same time is that one critical out. Sometimes that's all it takes. A big moment for Hillsdale, just the 1 out. Braylon Jarvis strikes out, and then Dews gets out of the frame unscathed. Nothing going up on the board for the Falcons, and all they had to do was ride that momentum, put a couple of runs on the board, and then great pitching from top to bottom all the way around, going the full 7 innings today for Dews, gets the win. He did just enough to get by, throwing the junk, as you like to call it.
Well, I mean, it's slow pitches that you're not used to. You're used to faster throws, things like that, but he's able to slow it all the way down, and they call those junk balls. It's nothing against him. It's just it gets the job done, and he was able to do it constantly in this one. Fort Recovery, all runs with 2 outs in the 2nd inning. Alex Garkey, a leadoff single, moved to second on an error, and then with 2 outs, Reese Evers, an RBI single, made it 1-0. And then in the 3rd, that double, which should have been a triple by Homan, moves the 3rd on an error, scores on a sac fly that was so close to being an out at home, but got his hand in there. It led to another run on an RBI single by Fowler, made it 3-0. Hillsdale did answer on a Jack Fickes RBI single in the 4th, but that was it. They only had 1 base runner after that. 1 run, 6 hits, 2 errors for Hillsdale, 3 runs, 10 hits, and an error for Fort Recovery, who, because they win, they get a chance to face either number 1 or number 4 in the state tomorrow. Russia or Highland, you got to think Fort Recovery's hoping that game goes 15 innings and they use up all their pitchers. Just like Lake did earlier in our Waynedale game. But hey, you get there, you always have a chance.
I don't think Fort Recovery cares. This is a team that played with a lot of mojo today.
Absolutely.
They outplayed Hillsdale the entire game. They out-small balled them, had better pitching, a little bit better defense. So from top to bottom, you got to overlook what happened in the regular season coming in with the losing record.
Caught at the right time.
6-0 in the tournament since they've entered the playoffs, and they've proven that they belong here in Akron, and that's why they have a chance to bring home that gold trophy tomorrow afternoon against a perennial power, no matter who they face. I think that this is a team that feels in their own minds like they are destined to walk away with the big-time trophy. And for Hillsdale, I mean, outside of Owen Hoffman, just a tough day for these guys up at the batter's box. That I think that they'll look back and they'll say, man, plenty of missed opportunities. Jarvis 0 for 3. You look at Lewis 0 for 3 today. Kasdorf as well. Dudes that all season long have been getting hits. Bauer went 0 for 4 today. Just didn't happen in the biggest game so far of the season, but that's baseball. That's how the cookie crumbled, and hats off to Fort Recovery getting it done.
And no matter what, Fort Recovery's going to go home with a trophy. It might be gold or it might be silver, but going into the tournament, if you told them they would be getting a trophy on the final day of the regular season, you would be absolutely happy, and that's where they're at right now.
So Hillsdale walking off for the final time this season. We salute them. We're going to miss this senior class. You know, a lot of studs, some really fun players too. How can you not like a Jack Fickes or a Braylon Jarvis? You're going to go, or you talk to Hoffman. So, I mean, these are some dudes that have been staples of the program for the last few years. They've won a ton of games, and they're just nice kids, good families.
Yeah.
We wish them all the best, and well, we're going to keep an eye on you guys out there and make sure that you're on the top of your game at the college level or whatever you do.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure covering them. Football, basketball, and baseball. A very successful senior class that they had here at Hillsdale. But it's Fort Recovery. They get to stay in Akron one more night. I don't think they're going to travel all the way back to the western part of the state.
Not.
They're going to stay here one more night. But we are going to get out of here for the 2023 and 24 season. I want to thank everybody that helped make things possible. Madeline Zazzuto, Jory Hollenbeck, Adam Thompson behind the scenes, Brian Skoronsky, the man who created this whole venture. Thank you very much, sir. And most importantly, want to thank you all fans for watching. Simonson Construction Services all year for Hillsdale, our scoreboard sponsor for softball and baseball. Fickes Furniture as well, MVP sponsor. Want to also thank 89 Homes and Building Improvements for both Hillsdale and Waynedale, our pregame, fifth inning stretch, post-game sponsor. Contact Industries Incorporated, our instant replay sponsor.
And if I'm allowed to, Dan Arnholt, good friend of Coach Snow, said to give a shout-out to the Loudonville boy, and then also a shout-out to McKenna Arnholt, who celebrated her graduation day today. I could not be there because I am here, but I promised I'd get it in, so I waited till the last minute, but there it is.
Also want to thank the Akron Rubber Ducks, the OHSAA, for allowing us to be here in the suite once again. Hopefully we're back here for 1 year from now for some more teams. But that will wrap it up for not only baseball, but for the season for high school sports in the OHSAA. For all of us here at the OH Report, I am Travis Berardi saying so long from Matt.
LeBron.